Oh shit. We're dads.
That was stressful.
I'm sweating. You had me thinking like really hard.
We got it figured out though. Welcome to our first YouTube and Twitch live episode.
Yeah, that's wild. It took me. I knew I did it right, but you guys had me questioning everything. But do you guys see why I'm afraid of air travel now?
Starting off strong.
I mean, I don't want to I don't want to be like insensitive here because it's definitely very sad that happened. Like those people were just going about their daily lives, assuming everything was going to be okay. Is Ozzy in here? Yes. Oh shit! I felt him down there. I got scared. Yeah, no, that was a horrible event, horrible thing that happened. But like, I have been ridiculed for being afraid of air travel.
You haven't been ridiculed.
I have been ridiculed. You make fun of me every time we get on an airplane.
I do not. I offer you medication to ease your nerves.
You try and drug me. You say, here, you need drugs? And I've been called a pussy on multiple occasions. You've been like, you need drugs, pussy?
I don't think I've said that.
Oh, yeah. You need drugs, bitch?
Zach paints such a beautiful picture of Sierra, and then here you are saying that I'm calling you a pussy bitch, and
it's okay. I need it. I need that sort of,
For the record, I didn't call you a pussy bitch for being scared to fly. Maybe I've called you it in other instances,
yeah, you've definitely called me a pussy bitch on many occasions. But no, I need it. I need that sort of, negativity in my life because I have too much positive, too much confidence, and also like if somebody's not forceful with me like that, then I'll just walk all over you. Like I'll just take advantage of you if you don't fucking put me in my place. Like I need someone to be ferocious and violent with me.
Again, you make it sound like I'm a monster.
No, that's sorry. That's one of the reasons why Zach and Sierra are not here because I'm a little ill. It's also why I got some tea.
Herbal, not verbal.
What?
You have herbal tea, not verbal tea.
Oh, I've never heard that saying before. I'm gonna be honest, never heard that.
Well, I'm just saying,
Yes, it's herbal. It's some mushroom tea.
When I say oh, I have tea for you, and you're like, what's the tea?
I know what you're saying, yes, but no, I wasn't picking up what you were putting down initially. But no, I mean, obviously that plane crash was a tragedy, but this is why I'm so afraid of air travel. Same reason why I'm so afraid of oceanic travel. There's just such a long line of people who have to do their job properly, and you're just trusting everybody to just be on their shit. When you get on an airplane, there's such a long line. The people in the factory who are making the damn planes. How about all that shit with Boeing, right? Multiple planes of theirs fell out of the sky because they're coming out of the factory fucked up. People, the maintenance people, the pilots. Hopefully your pilot got a nice night of sleep and he wasn't getting absolutely fucking hammered the night before. Maybe I'd rather have them drunk flying. They might be good at it. You never know. And from what I hear, a lot of these pilots they're partying hard. Not saying that that's the reason for that event, the crash over in Washington, D.C. Apparently, and I have a little bit of experience in this. I used to play a lot of Microsoft Flight Simulator. And people will go hard in that game. They take it extremely serious. So you got people in Microsoft Flight Simulator. If you've never played that game, it's really fun. I highly recommend. Microsoft Flight Simulator, you got people who literally, they just get on there and they do air traffic control in a video game. And I've played a little bit of this. And so I was listening to the air traffic control. I had to, admittedly go find another video to understand all the call signs. Cause with air traffic control, there's a lot of lingo that you have to know. But apparently what had happened with that crash, I was talking to you about this earlier, is the military helicopter was basically saying like, hey, I'm just going to fly by eye here, because the air traffic controller, it was going into JFK Airport in Washington, D.C. It's like the most busy airport in the world, I'm pretty sure. Somebody might need to fact check me on that, but I'm pretty sure it's the most busy airport in the world, JFK Airport in Washington, D.C. And, so this air traffic controller, he's directing like 5 planes at a time, and then he's got to worry about, 10, 15 planes out, and then also this, military helicopter that's, flying in the area. So he's trying to direct all these people, and so he contacts the helicopter, and the helicopter basically just asks for permission rather than being directed by the air traffic controller guy. He says, hey, I'm just going to kind of fly it by visuals. I see the planes that I need to avoid. Do I have permission to just kind of fly by visual? And so, the air traffic controller said, okay, if you see it, you're good to go. Just fly by visual. So a couple of seconds go by, 30 seconds a minute. And so the air traffic controller kind of checks in on him because he's directing a plane to land. And so he's just like, hey, you want to... It's recording. It's recording on my computer. That's if you have a SD card in.
I panicked for a second.
No,
I was like, oh my God, we haven't been recording on the podcast stuff this whole time.
No, it's recording on my computer. We don't have an SD card. I think they took it with them. But apparently what happened though is like this military helicopter was saying, hey, I see all the airplanes. I'll just avoid them. No problem. So the air traffic controller guy was like, all right, if you see them, then you're good to go. No problem. And so like as he's getting closer and closer to this airplane, the air traffic controller guy's like, hey, are you sure? Are you sure you see him? And he's just like, yeah, I see them. Permission to fly by visuals, and they said, okay, you're good to go if you see the airplane. Well, obviously they collided. And so apparently the theory is that he saw a plane that was further out, and he thought that that's the one that they were referencing. But that was apparently, once again, it's very early on, it's a theory as to why that happened.
Just for reference, like we're recording this literally the day after it happened, so nothing's come out officially.
Yeah. Once again, this is just me. This is
Brandon. We're not spreading misinformation or anything. This is Brandon's analysis of what is happening.
This is my analysis using my Microsoft Flight Simulator experience. Because that's the end all the all flight experience. I will say, if I got on an airplane, they said, if the pilot like passed out and they're like, is anybody able to fly an aircraft? I would stand up and I'd say, I think I could do it. I think I could land that aircraft. Granted, I've only ever landed an airplane with, an Xbox controller, so it might be a little bit of a challenge, but I think for the most part, I'd be able to get it done. You know what I mean? What's going on? What are you looking at me like that for? Would you not trust me to land an airplane?
You're saying that you don't trust airplanes because trained professionals don't know what they're doing, and you're saying now that you would know what you're doing even though you've never been trained to fly a plane?
In a way, that makes me even more prepared. Because these guys who've been flying planes their whole lives, they're cocky. They think they know it all. They're like, oh, it's just another landing. Oh, it's just another flight. They get lazy. They think, oh, I can fly this thing. No problem. Fly it in my sleep. But me, I'm going to be lasered in because I know that I never flown a real airplane before. I'm going to be lasered in. I'm going to be like, where are all the other airplanes? What do I have to do, down to like a millisecond? I would be perfect.
I feel like you wouldn't even know what the buttons do.
That's why. Okay, first I would be talking to air traffic control. They'd be like, "Hey, these are what the buttons do." Other than that, what else, I would, the little what do they call it? I don't know what they call it, but the controls, the thing that moves the airplane. I know how that thing works. That's self-explanatory. You figure that out within like 2 seconds of flying an airplane. If I pull up on that thing and the thing goes into a freaking vertical climb, or if I push down and it goes into a nosedive, like, okay, I know what that does. If I turn the thing to the left I think it's called a yoke. That might be wrong. Maybe that's what it's called in like a airliner, but I'm not 100% sure. But no, I am confident that, you know, if we ever were in that horrible situation, which, you know, hopefully I'm not on a plane to begin with. If I was on a plane, the lady, what are they called? Flight attendant. The flight attendant.
Be a man.
I guess, yeah, that was super sexist. That's super sexist. Bad bear. Bad. Assuming that flight attendants are women. No, but, you know, if the flight attendant man says, are there any other men or women who knew how to fly this plane, who could land this plane, I would stand up. I'd say, I think I can do it, sir.
If there was a flight and somebody says, is there a doctor on this flight? Would you stand up?
No, I don't have any experience in Doctor Sim. You know, they haven't come out with that game yet, which, damn, that would actually be fun. Doctor Sim? Like, you get to simulate surgeries?
It'd be just an electronic version of Operation, the board game.
Does any... okay, there has to be a Doctor Sim. They have all the Sims. They have, like, train conductor sim. They have farming simulator. They have pressure wash simulator, which, you know, I'm not proud to admit that I've spent a couple hours in pressure wash simulator, virtually pressure washing people's homes.
I didn't know that was a thing.
No, you remember when me and Brandon, when we lived with Brandon and Kayla, me and Brandon used to sit on the couch and do pressure washer simulator for just hours on end. It's very satisfying, I will say. They did a good job.
This is going to be really stupid, and you can tell me it is because I'm disappointed in me too. I just realized that sim stood for simulation.
Simulation, simulator. What did you think it stood for?
I don't know. I just thought it was the name.
Like The Sims?
Yeah, like ketchup. Just a made-up word.
Is ketchup a made-up word?
Well, why do they call ketchup ketchup?
Well, you know, all words are made up, so let's not get semantical here.
Okay, well, I'm saying that I just found out that sim stood for something.
Yeah, no, that stands for simulation because it's Microsoft Flight Simulator. You want to simulate what it's like to fly an airplane, and that's why I would be probably, assuming there's no other like experienced pilots on the plane, which, you know, why are they flying? Fly yourself places, loser. Get your own plane. If there's no other experienced pilots, like, I'm going to be the best fit.
Would you fight with somebody to do it?
I would question their authority. I would say, you know, I'd be like, hey, listen, like, how many hours do you got in Microsoft Flight Sim? Because I know that's why you're here. Like, you think that you can land this plane because you play a little bit of Microsoft Flight Simulator?
Isn't that what you think?
Yes, but
nothing.
I've put my time in. This guy's played it once or twice because it's on the Game Pass. You know, he's like, oh, I've played it a few times. I think I could probably do it. He's going to get us all killed. I know what I'm doing.
Is there a way to check how long you've spent on one game?
Usually, yes.
So everybody should just start carrying their Flight Simulator Microsoft game hour log. So that way, if they are caught on a flight, there's no lollygagging on determining who has more hours and is more qualified.
Granted, I don't know if there's any way to fact check that unless like you can see it on someone's profile. I could just tell you that I've got 10,000 hours in Microsoft Flight Sim, which I don't. I got maybe 1,000 hours. It's not that many. It's just like freaking 3 months of my waking life that I've spent in Microsoft Flight Simulator. It's the same thing like when I was talking to Zach, he was like worried about me driving the Beetle.
Oh my god.
The Bug, and he's like, have you ever driven stick before? I was like, yes. He's like, oh really? Like what car were you driving? I was like, oh yeah, I mean it was like a Lamborghini. He's like, what? I was like, yeah. I've driven quite a few cars stick actually. In Forza. Horizon on Xbox with a controller. He's like, what? He's like, well, no, I'm just gonna let you drive my car. Then you've never actually driven stick, which I've never driven it in real life, but I mean, I've done it with a controller. I bet you it's more intuitive with my hands and feet.
I don't think just because you've played a video game of something that makes you qualified to do it.
it makes you more qualified than somebody who's not played the video game. Like, if you just stood up and said, I'll fly this plane, I would be concerned. I'd be like, oh, she fucking lost it. I'd be like, God damn it. She cannot fly this plane. Like, I'd be like, are you playing my Xbox behind my back? Is that what it is? No? Okay, well, why do you think you can land this plane? Have you ever driven stick?
No.
No? Have you ever played Forza Horizon and driven stick?
No.
No? I didn't think so. So you don't have the faintest idea of how to land a plane or drive stick.
I know you have to drive with 2 feet.
With 2 feet, indeed you do. So you do have, I trust you more so to drive stick than land an airplane. Although, if you want to, once we're done with this stream, you want to hop on Microsoft Flight Sim.
I want to do pressure washing sim.
Oh, okay, well that's reasonable. The pressure washing one is like very, like it's like.
I love pressure washing videos.
The game is satisfying. It's like stress relief. I feel like it is very nice. When I used to come home from work, and like me and Brandon would both just be like home from work, just like fuck, dude, like that day sucked. We'll play some pressure washing simulator. The kids are asleep. We don't got work the next day. So we're getting hammered and playing pressure washer simulator for like 5 hours.
Never knew you did this, so I'm
Well, yeah.
glad to learn something new about you after.
Well, you knew that we would get hammered and play Wii bowling.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, why is it like a surprise that we?
It's not a surprise. I'm saying it's nice to know that there's still some mystery in our relationship.
There's always mystery.
There's always something new to find out.
Always new things that you learn. Even somebody you love, they're still like random people, kind of.
Yeah, I think about that sometimes. That it's like, isn't it weird that we're married, we have children together? Like sometimes I just think about that and I'm like, holy shit, like this man is just like so much a part of my life.
It is weird to think sometimes.
It's weird to think too that like nobody knows you the way that I know you, and nobody knows me the way that you know me. Like, you know your friends and you know your family, but like you don't know them on this
I'm
level.
getting a call from Zach. You're going to have to call somebody else, buddy. I have absolutely no way of answering this. Getting declined, bitch. I got time for you. Call him. I don't know why he thinks he can just interrupt this discussion.
Hello?
Hey.
Hello?
This is the first guest caller on the Twitch. So
Hold
I
on.
just wanted to run something by Bear real quick. You can just relay the message to him. But
Putting you into the microphone. So everybody.
Okay, this is going to sound horrible. Bear with us, everybody.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Bear, what's your opinion on VR pornography?
VR pornography. Come on now. I mean, it's not quite there yet.
Okay.
You know,
I haven't
we
experienced it. I was just wondering. I wanted to hear your opinion. Sierra thinks that people need help if they do it, but I think it could be an experience.
Oh, please, Sierra. If people need help, then basically anybody who's ever bought a VR headset needs help. Because
that's the first thing that comes to my mind.
But yeah, because anybody who's buying a VR headset, guess what they're doing? They're loading up some porn immediately. Like they're like,
now, is the sense of security like messed with your head though? Like okay, like you can't see what's going on in the outside world. So if you're doing your thing,
that is well, usually you're safe. Hopefully,
you put yourself in a safe situation.
put yourself, lock yourself in the bathroom in the dark. Really,
why does it have to be dark?
Immersion, dude. You don't want any sort of, you don't want any outside influence. You want to feel like you're in the VR world while you're watching
and
VR.
Lexi knocks on the door and says, "Why have you been in the bathroom for 3 hours with the lights off?"
Like, shut up, babe. Breaking my focus. Me and Mia Khalifa are having a moment.
All right, I just wanted to hear your opinion, but I appreciate you guys letting me hop on my own show.
Yeah, we probably should have Bluetoothed this call because this sounds kind of horrible. But no, I appreciate that idea. VR,
Yeah, absolutely.
VR porn. It's not quite there. Like I said, it needs some improvements because really all you're doing is you're just watching like a porno.
Just wait till they merge VR and AI.
Yeah, no, then you're just going to be like, well, I want to see, like, some elves bang some dwarves or something. And they're going to be able to pull it.
And then you can join.
And you can join, exactly. It's like, I want to get in there. And it's going to be like, okay, just give me like 30 seconds. I'll put it together. You go have fun, buddy.
Now that's going to be an experience.
Thanks, Google Gemini. I love you. And then they don't say it back.
All right, you just had to plug the Google, huh?
Well, I mean, that's just...
Apple has AI now, too.
Yeah, but they don't have like a name for it. It's just fucking like Apple Intelligence, which is stupid.
Just because it's Gemini, it's better.
I mean, I wouldn't say it's better. The Gemini one's probably one of the worst ones in my opinion. Like the GPT's okay.
I like the Snapchat one.
The Snapchat one's decent.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah, but
it's not filthy at all, though.
No, yeah, they definitely need to make it dirtier.
They filter themselves too much. Like Sierra said, give me something juicy or something, and it like it said it was like she was thinking of questions for the podcast today for you guys. So Sierra's like, tell me some juicy questions you can ask your significant other, and the AI was like,
do you use Snapchat AI for this?
Sierra did, and Snapchat's juicy, like sexy question for you guys was like, how'd you meet?
Well, you see, me and Lexi, we met at Tijuana Flats.
Oh, yeah, go ahead and elaborate on that. I'm actually, you guys, there's about like a 45-second delay.
Yeah, so it's probably horrible.
And listen to myself, all right?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right, see you guys.
Bye. God, can you believe that guy?
We actually met at Daytona Beach.
Well, I'm thinking...
We met at Daytona Beach. You're talking about where did we start dating.
Okay, well, I mean, we knew of each other for a long time before we, started dating. I guess we met at Daytona Beach. You're right. That was, the first time I've ever, actually hung out with you. It's like Daytona Beach. What was the event? Why the hell were we there?
Daytona Beach, spring break.
Spring break.
I was in 8th grade.
You were in 8th grade. Why are you at Daytona Beach for 8th grade?
Brandon
Who let you go?
was in 9th grade.
I was in 9th grade, slightly more acceptable because I was a high schooler, so I'm allowed to go to places for spring break. Why were you there for spring? Who brought you there?
Leslie.
Okay, was she there with you?
Well, she was at the beach, but obviously we weren't with her.
Okay. I was just hoping you weren't just left there to your own devices.
No, Leslie brought us. It was me, Sierra, Ashley, and Rachel, and then you were with Zach and Ryan, and Sierra and Zach. I don't think they had officially started dating yet. They were still talking.
Ooh.
And so you guys...
Yeah, and Zach drove in the 9th grade, so somehow we made it there, on our own, it was pretty... He drove in the 8th grade. Who gave him a car? Come on. That, he was a very nice young lad. He was a gentleman and a scholar, but I question...
Brandon said that's the best compliment.
He was a gentleman and a scholar.
Where were we where we heard that? We were at some store or something, and the guy was like, "Thank you, sir. You're a gentleman and a scholar." And you said, "I want to be called a gentleman and a scholar."
Yeah. No, and I was, as soon as I heard it, I was like, I've heard it on TV before, I think, and I'm sure that's where that guy heard it. But then to actually utilize it, I was like, damn, that guy's cool. I want to be that guy. I want that guy to be my dad. That's that. I want him to be my dad. Please. But no, Zach, he was, and he is a gentleman, and he is a scholar. He's a lifelong learner. His pursuit of knowledge is, endless. He always wants to learn. But I do question why he had a car in the 8th grade.
Okay, I think you're getting your facts wrong.
I might be getting my facts twisted. He might not have had a car in the 8th grade, but he had a car before everybody had he could drive before everybody could drive.
Yeah, he's older because he has a later birthday in May.
Yeah, but I just remember driving around with Zach and just everybody else is still walking and it's fucking losers. You got your mom picking you up? Loser. Me and Zach are going to drive to Taco Bell. Have fun walking, bitch.
I like how you didn't even drive. You didn't have a car, but you reaped the benefits of it.
Oh no, we both reaped the benefits of that. It was, but I also there were some downsides. I used to ride my bike and walk everywhere. I was in fantastic shape. Like I'm talking, my weekly step count was like.
Okay, fact check. He had a car in 8th grade going into 9th grade from Zach. So the summer between 8th grade and 9th grade.
Yeah, that's right. Because I remember we used to like drive to like freshman football workouts, and like that was fucking like we were cool. I mean, we were cool without the car, but we were like extra cool.
The car made you guys. Just be honest.
Sweet Leilani, that was her name. That was a sexy bitch. Sweet Leilani.
Okay.
No, are you feeling some jealousy?
No, I feel like you have sexual feelings towards object.
That's okay. A lot of people do. Both me and Zach had sexual feelings for his Porsche Cayenne.
No judgment.
No judgment, no. And Sierra shouldn't be judging
This is a
Zach.
sex positive space.
Sex positive to a certain extent. Oh. No extent to that sex positivity?
I think that we should just accept everybody.
No, we shouldn't. There's a lot of people who should not be accepted. There's a lot of people who deserve the lack of acceptance that they have.
Yeah, I
earned.
guess you're right.
Yeah, there's some fucking dirtbags out there. Fucking, you know who you are.
We have a request from a viewer.
Who the fuck is the viewer?
Sierra.
Okay.
She said, show them your flexibility. So I dare you to get up on this table.
What is up with her obsession with my flexibility? I'm not that flexible anymore. I told her I got fat. I've been a dad for 2 years. My stretching routine has suffered, and so has my body. I could probably still do some flexible shit, but I'm not going to blow out my hamstrings. You know?
It's bothering me that the camera's crooked.
Well, there's nothing I can do about it now.
You could go fix it.
No, I can't.
So you're not going to try to show the people your flexibility. That was disgusting. And
That's what people tune in for. They want to be disgusted. They want to be, let's be honest, people want to be angry. And that pissed you off. That probably pissed off anybody else who's going to listen to
Sierra
this.
said, yes, fix the cam, definitely, at Bear.
Oh, my God. Why do I get looped into all this shit? I think it looks fine.
It's crooked.
It's crooked. Okay. Let me try and fix it.
Just go move the phone.
Riveting content. Bear getting up to fix the camera, and then she thinks that I'm going to do like something flexible too. That's the only reason she wants it fixed. I see your motives, Sierra.
I dare you, get on this table and put your leg up to your ear.
I'm having a hard time just getting out of this damn chair. Oh.
Everybody compliment Brandon on his hard work to our podcast studio. He's been dedicating a lot of effort to this podcast, dude.
I don't know. How is it cooking? Is it like cooking like this?
Yeah.
Is that good?
That's better. Yeah. That was funny. It was like a up front.
If you want to see something, oh!
See, Sarah, he's not flexible anymore. He can barely even get his leg up to the table.
Okay, yeah, see?
Zach said she thinks I'm going to do something flexible. Needs to be the title.
Listen, I'll tell you what. Because I've been publicly embarrassed and ridiculed now for not only my fear of air travel and due to my loss.
Sierra said you're shame.
What?
She said, damn, Bear, what happened? Shame, honestly.
That's what I'm talking about. Since I've been embarrassed and publicly ridiculed now for my lack of flexibility, my loss of flexibility, I will go on a, let's say, 2-week journey to get flexible.
Okay, so
I will film it all, and I'll get flexible.
you will or you won't film it?
I will.
Okay.
I'll film my progress, and I'll create a motivational video about the benefits of stretching.
So today is January 30th.
Holy shit, is it really?
This has been a long-ass month.
Oh, my God. Cooper's about to be 2 months old. That little baby over there, he's about to be 2 months old. I feel like it's been freaking 6 years since we've had him.
It does feel like a really... When you become a parent, time moves in such a weird way. It goes so fast yet so slow at the same time.
Yeah, I mean, it's like, yeah, it's a time warp for sure. Like you get put into some weird void where time moves both forward and backwards simultaneously. Like time has no meaning when you become a parent. So
That was deep.
if you want to live forever, just have like fucking 20 kids, and you'll just be wishing that you were dead.
Damn.
Yeah, no, I'm sorry, not dead. Unalive. You can't say dead on YouTube.
I don't think that's true, but
No.
moving on.
Yeah, moving on. I said it a few times, so we're already flagged. There was something I wanted to mention here. Oh, fuck, what was it? You got me lost. The podcast room, though, it has come along nicely. I feel like this table, like it's nice to have a table to podcast at because I have like beverages that I can hold.
Shout out Becca.
Becca, Backyard Becky, as I like to call her. I don't know why. It just makes
You've
sense.
never called her that to her face.
Of course I wouldn't call her that to her face.
But she's a listener of the podcast, so now she knows you call her that.
Fuck.
So now you have to start calling her that to her face.
Fuck me in the ass. Oh, God. See, this is the danger of having a podcast table. I almost knocked over my tea. Jesus.
Podcast room, though, coming along nice.
Coming along nice. I like the audio tiles. I do feel like they do something. They prevent reverberation. They give you better audio quality. So that's nice. I do want to get like some sort of like podcast logo to put up somewhere in here. So it just looks more official. And for some reason, I feel like the legs of this table need to be like covered. I don't know why. Just having like a wooden table up here feels like too official.
It is a dining room table.
Like, what are we going to have? Like a fucking banquet? Are we about to feast up here? No. I want like one of these legs to be like a Hulk leg and like the other one to be like an Iron Man leg. That'd be cool.
Okay.
Get your crafts going, babe. You think you could do that for me with like paper mache?
And all my free time?
I mean, you're about to go back to work. You're not going to have any free time. How do you feel about that? How do you feel about going back to work? Are you fucking terrified?
Yes and no. I don't know.
I'm scared. I'm very scared.
I'm excited to have like a set schedule again, because I feel like, right now we just kind of go willy-nilly based off the boys' schedule, feelings, whatever. And so every day is pretty just like whatever. Like we're just like, going about as things happen. And I feel like I'm excited to have structure again.
Yeah, some structure would be nice. I will say, yeah, like our days have just been like a little too fluid, a little too chaotic at times, because if we have a hard day with Cortland and Cooper, we'll sleep in the next day. And sometimes like Cortland, if he like having a really bad day, he skips his nap. He'll sleep until like 11:30, and we're just like, send it, We're just like, let's all sleep till 11:30, and so we all just like stay in bed. And then sometimes he's up at 7 a.m, and we're all up at 7 a.m. So some structure would be nice. I gotta like get in shape before you return to work. I feel like I gotta be like physically prepared to take care of 2 children.
Chop. You got like 4 weeks.
All right, so
Literally 4 weeks, because February is short.
I'm going to get flexible because you can't be fucking blowing out a hamstring while you're taking care of your children. That would be catastrophic. You're running after your toddler, boom, fucking hamstring's done. And then your toddler just dips on you, because you're not flexible. And then obviously you have to have the stamina, the endurance to outlast these toddlers because, it's not, they got a lot of energy,
Toddlers don't stop.
They will beat you into the dirt. unless you have a shit ton of endurance. So I got to get flexible, and I got to get strong, and I have to get my cardio up.
Are you gonna baby wear?
I guess I might have to. I mean, like, got to have hands to take care of Cortland and Cooper simultaneously. Yeah, I want to baby wear Cooper like frontwards though. You can do that
Once he has neck control.
once he has neck control. Okay, he's got to have a stronger neck. Trying to podcast a little baby boy. Yeah, we got Ozzy up here. Look at him down there. Look at him down there, little cute boy. What a cute little puppy dog.
Going back to work though will be a little crazy, for sure.
I'm definitely a little nervous. I'm gonna be getting.
I think that we need to like do trial runs.
Just leave tomorrow. Just leave and don't come back until 5:30. Just get the fuck out of the house. No, I don't. I don't think we need to do any trial runs. That sounds fucking horrible.
Well, the week leading up, I would like to just get in my routine of like waking up early again and getting ready and stuff. So
That's definitely a good idea. Just so you don't just shock yourself.
yeah, it's like when you're in like in elementary school and your mom makes you start going back to bed at your bedtime.
Yeah, well, that shows what kind of household you grew up in. I had no rules. I never had a bedtime. It was just like, Brandon, you make your own choices. If you stay up all night in the 3rd grade, you have to go to school in the morning. You're going to be fucked. And guess what I did? I stayed up all night. I was watching Toonami, baby. Fucking.
Speaking of staying up all night, Cortland's still awake. He's counting right now.
Oh, shit. That's not good. Shout out Toonami. If anybody knows what Toonami is, you're a real one. That was how you used to have to watch anime back in the day. You used to have to stay up until like fucking 12 o'clock at night because then Toonami came on and that's when they played all the anime. It was a nightmare. Nowadays, we just fucking whenever you want anime. That's the reason why it's so popular now, though, because you can just watch anime whenever the fuck you want. Back in the day, all the kids who were freaking nerds and their parents made them go to sleep, they're like, "Oh, anime's freaking lame." Like, no, dude, you're lame because you listen to your parents. You go to sleep when they tell you. I stay up and I watch anime. You would love it too if you were allowed. But then there's the people who I might have talked about this before on the podcast, but I had a friend who was like, his parents were like very strict and very religious. And so like, I remember he watched like Dragon Ball Z one time at my house and his mom came over and bitched my mom out. Like, how dare you allow my son to watch Dragon Ball Z at your house? They portray those people to be stronger than God. I'm just like, well, listen, if you're talking about a fight, Goku versus Jesus, I'm taking Goku all day, realistically. But his mom would also like didn't let him watch like Harry Potter, like, witchcraft. You can't show our kids witchcraft. They'll start fucking casting spells on us, and then they're gonna go to hell.
On the topic of weird parenting, what's your most controversial parenting opinion?
I think that we should, I think it's good if your kids are furries. I think your kids should be furries. That shows creativity, openness, individuality.
You totally just pulled that out of your ass, and it was so random.
I mean, I do think that the world needs more furries. We got too many just freaking plain, fresh out of the factory, weirdos out there. We got too many people going to college and getting business degrees. I want a business degree. What are you going to do with that? I don't know, business. Oh, real interesting, dude. Who told you to fucking study business? Just like your bro, your buddy? No, we need furries. Those furries are going to go to school. They're going to get into massive amounts of student loan debt for some degree that's never going to pay off. They're going to start an OnlyFans account, and they're going to get rich as hell. That's a business degree if I ever heard of one. Start a furry OnlyFans page and making millions of dollars. Some asshole's going to school right now trying to get his MBA.
That definitely already exists.
What?
Furry OnlyFans.
No, that's what I'm saying. Of course it does. But those people are geniuses. They are the future of America. You know, the war of the future, you know, future combat, there's going to be a bunch of people running around and, like, you know, it'd be like a bear fighting a dolphin. Yeah, there's not going to be any guns. There's going to be some dude dressed up as a cheetah running down the battlefield. He's going to get just horned by a rhino. That's going to be warfare of the future. We're going to need more furries. And all those creatures I mentioned are mammals. I do want to mention that. Because if you're going to be a furry, you need fur. So a dolphin is still a mammal, still has fur, kind of. It's just underwater. So does a rhino. Rhino's a mammal. You don't see many rhino furries, which is a real shame. You know, it's always the cat furries. You know, oh, I'm a kitty cat. I'm a leopard. I'm a tiger.
See, I feel like you see like wolf furries.
Yeah, they're wolf furries. I could see the wolf furry.
And then there's like those people who do like pony play.
Ooh, pony play. I've never seen pony play.
They like dress up as horses and then they like go and compete like they're horses.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, they're competing though. They're not like having sex.
Well, I'm sure they also have sex.
Okay. That was concerning for a minute. I was like, why are you competing as a horse? There's only one reason you dress up as a furry. It's because you're trying to start an OnlyFans. Yes. That's the only reason. It's people are trying to get into the niche, and it's not even really a niche anymore. It's pretty fucking mainstream. But no, on a serious note, my controversial parenting opinion, I would say probably has to do with like screen time, honestly.
I agree with that.
Because I mean, you get all these like studies, and they say, oh, screen time is bad, just definitively bad. You just get less of it.
Or don't give it at all.
Yeah, exactly. Just no screen time would be best. And I do question like how those studies were done because
I think it should definitely be like limited and like monitored to an extent.
Yes, definitely limited. You know, you shouldn't just give your freaking 1-year-old an iPad and say just do your thing. You know, I don't think that's the way to go. They definitely need to be outside and exploring and, you know, inquisitive and adventurous and whatnot. But you know, when you are inside and when you do have to get things done inside, or, you know, you have to cook dinner or something, I don't think there's anything wrong with turning on Miss Rachel or something, because to be honest, so many things, there are so many things that Cortland has learned from his screen time that we definitely did not teach him. We didn't.
He reads letters and numbers, and he's only 20 months.
Exactly. Yeah, we did not sit down and say, this is A, this is B, buh, and we did not teach him his to count. We did not teach him what the numbers look like, but he counts and he knows his ABCs. He knows what the numbers are, at least 1 through 10, and you know, he knows what the letters are. You know, he recognizes that stuff, and it's because it's screen time. You know, so I do think there is a benefit to a certain extent.
And I feel like his love for music has been more too, because we play songs for him and he's learned so much for those songs, but he does the dances, like he does imitation skills, and that's a big thing, is imitation skills for children. Like something that I teach my kids at work, because I work with kids with autism, and something that we work heavily on is imitative skills, because that's a very foundational skill for life. You do those things without even noticing, so we teach them structured imitation skills, but the goal is that eventually they'll generalize that skill into a true imitation, where if they go to the grocery store and they don't understand the way that the line works, they can watch people in front of them do it, or if they don't know how a vending machine works, they can watch the person in front of them do it and then do it themselves. And that's something that we do every single day in our day-to-day lives without even thinking anything of it. And Court's doing that through these videos.
Yeah, I mean, my only regret with screen time is that we didn't start them out on super simple songs in Japanese, to be honest, because I found out too late. I found out too late that they have super simple songs in different languages. Could you imagine if we started him out like just right out the basket? We're listening to Japanese super simple songs, and he's like singing and counting in Japanese.
He'd be saying stuff that we don't know what he's saying.
Oh, please! I would figure it out.
Not saying that you can figure it out and that it wouldn't be like accurate stuff, but I'm saying like he would be communicating in a way that we couldn't communicate with him.
I mean, we would have to. It would make us better because we'd have to learn fucking Japanese. You know, we'd have to learn our Japanese because now our son speaks Japanese and we need to know Japanese. I think we should all speak Japanese. It's a shame that we won the Second World War. I think America would be a better place if it got taken over by the Japanese and we lived in an anime wonderland.
Okay.
You don't think so? I was watching anime the other night and I saw you were interested.
I was interested. I'm not going to lie to you.
You liked that
I'm
anime.
I'm surprised that you didn't give me actually a lot of shit for being interested in it because I've given you so much shit on not watching anime.
I was trying to be accepting because I was genuinely...
You knew that as soon as you talked shit about it to me, I would have stopped watching
I was genuinely shocked that you were watching it because most of the time if I'm watching anime and you're downstairs, you're completely ignoring it. And so I was genuinely shocked when I noticed you were watching it. And you're
well,
like,
I was
asking me
watching it
questions.
because my hands were full with Cooper, so it's not like I could have just been like on my phone or something. And so I ended up watching it, and then as I was watching it more, I started to piece together the storyline of it, and then I was wondering what was going to happen. I totally pulled like that dad move where the dad walks. There's this like viral conversation / meme type thing where it's common for dads to talk shit about the shows that you're watching and then stand behind you and be like totally invested in it if it's like a reality show. You do the same thing. You watch my drama shows and you talk shit about it, but then you're sitting there for an entire episode asking me questions about it. And
what's the one that you've been watching lately?
Private Practice.
Yeah, I hate those shows. I do. Like I hate like Law and Order Special Victims Unit. I hate the nursing shows. You know, I hate like House and Grey's Anatomy and Private Practice is, in my opinion, probably the worst of all of them. It just in the way that they create these issues, I'm just like what the fuck? Like every single time something happens in that show, I'm like, oh yeah, she's gonna die, or I'm just like, yeah, that guy's not the dad. Like the dad's like the doctor who's treating her, and the mom's not the mom. The kid's an orphan that she adopted. And I'm just like, I see like all these twists coming, like as soon as the episode comes on. But then I find myself watching it because like the way that they create the drama is kind of addictive, and I'm like,
it's good.
I hate it, but like when you do sit down and start watching it, you do all of a sudden you're like fuck, I gotta like watch this now. I'm just like I gotta watch.
Now I'm invested in the storyline.
Yeah, I gotta watch because like they reel you in.
All right.
Somehow.
My controversial parenting opinion. Screen time was what I was gonna say, so I have
you gotta
use a different one. So I think that my controversial opinion would be timeout. I'm not about timeout, just because of my background. I kind of have a deeper understanding of reinforcement versus punishment based behavioral change procedures, and not that I don't think timeout isn't effective, but punishment procedures have been proven to be effective because they wouldn't be punishment if they weren't, because punishment is defined as decreasing the frequency of a behavior. But with timeout or even like spanking or yelling, whatever type of punishment procedure you are using, you're modeling that behavior. So it's effective, but you're modeling that to your child and telling them that this is the appropriate way to respond to something. Therefore, then that's how they're going to treat others as well. So timeout, obviously, they're not going to be like at the playground and be like, go to timeout. I mean, they could be, I guess. But it goes along with punishment procedures. And so we don't use timeout with court.
How the fuck would you even implement timeout? You
Go
just
sit in this chair, go to your room, go to the corner.
Huh. I just don't see how it would work unless you lock them in a room. And then at that point, it's just like, well, that doesn't seem right.
Yeah, I mean, especially with somebody like as strong-willed as Court, I feel like we would like
strong-willed's one way to put it.
we would have to like literally hold him to a chair if we wanted to like actually force him to stay in one spot and have timeout. He's not a kid that one, it would work with, but two, I would never really use it anyways. Yeah. I mean, I think maybe as he gets older, if he's having like an attitude problem and he's 8, 9, 10, 11, and then it's like, okay, yeah, go to your room and take a moment.
Go to your room, bitch.
I wouldn't say that, but
no, you probably shouldn't say that.
But if
he's like 17,
I can be more. I could see us more so being like, you need to go to your room and you need to take a moment and come back out when you feel better. But
could you please go to your room, please? I'd appreciate that.
As a toddler, though,
Thank you, son.
I don't see timeout being effective for him, nor do I ever see us really utilizing it, even if we thought it would be effective. But again, I have a different background and perspective than other people may, and there's nothing wrong with timeout if it works for you and your family. That's just something that we're not doing.
Didn't you have other like parental questions that you generated?
I did have some.
This is supposed to be a parenting podcast, but sometimes we go down rabbit holes of Microsoft Flight Simulator.
Okay, I feel like you'd probably have good answers for this. If you blank, you shouldn't become a parent. So fill in the blank. What do you think?
Oh, shit.
You have big opinions, so.
I do have strong opinions at times. Although, for the most part, I'm an objective person. I just think strong opinions are funny more than anything. I just think, like, when you draw, like, a hard line, you're just like, this is how this is. It's just like why is that how your mind was made up? It's just, I just think, like definitive opinions are pretty funny. Like, I don't truly have any. I don't know if I do. But with that being said, the question was, if you this, you shouldn't be a parent.
I'm gonna go make him some more to eat.
Okay.
But
yeah, go.
Go ahead.
I'll try and produce an answer because I'm not 100% sure here. Ooh. Oh wow, got screaming baby. Gonna have to mute everything. Mute everything. Shut it down. All right, and we're back. it's going to be on camera, but I'm going to make a highlight reel of that handoff. That's how you do it, people. That's how it's fucking done. That was safe. That was effective. Do you need them? No. Yeah, you can hear me. Yeah, I mean, I do like to hear myself, but you don't have to hear yourself.
I just don't know how good it's coming through.
It's not coming through great when you have it on the table like that, but it's not a big deal. Because I still haven't thought of an answer for the question. I don't know. Maybe if you do like bullfighting, if you do like the rodeos where you what is it called? Is it just called rodeo? Bull riding. That's what I was looking for. Like, the people who like get on the bulls. If you do that, it's awesome. You got balls of steel. You could probably, impregnate 5 women at once. But potentially all 5 of those children would not have a father because you're riding bulls all day. And I mean, once you start doing that kind of thing, like, you can't stop, And in fact, this leads to my other one, which I kind of want to do this with Cortland. If you okay, so I'll have to like kind of preface this. Is he not eating it? It's getting a little latesies. It's over an hour now, so we're gonna wrap this up soon. But I was looking into some hobbies, to do with Cortland, and not just like your standard ones. He's not even 2 years old yet, so just you take him down to the park, he's happy. But I want to do like some cool shit with him, So I was looking into some cool shit, and I kind of stumbled upon something called like Burhurt, or something like that. It's called Burhurt. And so just really went down the rabbit hole. Little did I know, there is a global, international like coalition of people who dress up in full knight's armor, full plate armor. Like if you imagine a knight in your head, they dress up in full plate armor. They get weapons, fucking axes and swords and maces, and they basically do just battles, like fucking MMA combat, but with armor and swords and shit. And so I'm thinking, like, this would be fun to do with your son. Like, this is something like 2v2s, me and my boy versus some fucking poor bitches out there. It's only $1,000 for a full suit of armor.
Times 2, so $2,000.
$2,000 for endless fun.
Well, times 3, $3,000.
Oh my God, I'm a piece of shit. What? I didn't even think about doing this with Cooper, but yes, I got 2 boys. I'm gonna start saving right now. By the time when they come of age, when they are men, I will knight these boys. I will give them their suit of armor that I've been accumulating for little over a decade.
Cooper's laughing at you right now.
Cooper's laughing at me right now, but he won't be laughing when he's a knight and he has to be chivalrous and go to battle with his father and his brother. No, but some 3v3s, come on, dude. That sounds incredible. Doing some 3v3 combat with my children in full knight's armor, we would whoop some ass. I'm confident we would. But I to answer your question, maybe if you're doing that, you shouldn't have kids. Sounds dangerous. Yes, that was incredibly cute. What? He has a very cute, raspy voice. Oh, yeah, sounded like he threw up.
Threw up a little bit.
Yeah, it sounded like he puked a little bit there. Gross.
Sorry, guys. Sorry.
That was cute for a little bit. It was really cute for a little bit, and then you heard like, and then like the like running liquidy sound. It's just like, oh, thanks. But it's over an hour now, so I think it's about time we wrap this fucker up. Basically, if you have children, I don't care if they're men. I don't care if they're women. Start investing now. You want to, by the time they come of age, you want to be able to knight your children and gift them a full suit of plate armor, stainless steel. We're not doing any of that bullshit, cheap garbage. Stainless steel plate armor. And, you know, as far as like what weapon they're going to use, whether it's going to be, you know, a long sword, whether you're going to get them an axe or a mace, you know, that's you're going to have to kind of judge that by their personality. But when they come of age, take your children and enter into, you know, Behurt competition. Behurt is the fucking like sport. Look it up. It's fucking awesome, honestly. Or don't do that. Probably don't do that.
Yeah, don't make it mainstream because then it'll become more expensive by the time they're of age.
You're right.
Scratch that. Don't listen to anything he
Could
said.
you just imagine like me and Cooper and Cortland training for our night combat, jogging laps around the neighborhood in full night armor with weapons? We get the cops called on us.
I could picture you doing it.
Oh, I would. I was looking at it, and I found a league in Orlando where they train next to UCF. They have like a training gym. It's fucking awesome. But it's neither here nor there. We're going to go ahead and end this podcast because it's late and children need to sleep.
Bye.
Bye. There you go.
Oh shit.